Hey guys, so we got the 3.0 update for BTD6 today, and I just did a recording which unfortunately failed, but I'm just going to quickly cover over the patch notes a little bit and provide a full list in the description as well for anyone interested. And so just looking at it quickly, we have a new hero, Benjamin, and I can't play his intro again, but it was cool. So this is a hacker monkey, and well, he's basically just a farm. He's kind of like a banana farm, but in a hero form. He also does the cool things like his ability biohack will make your monkeys pop extra layers for a duration, and he can actually make all balloons spawn one rank lower and also give double cash. And there's a bunch of smaller things like send out a balloon Trojan, which makes balloons not spawn any children. Skimming makes him earn $1 for every balloon that spawns. And a few other cool things like that. It can make banks increase their income. Yeah. And also generate lives eventually. So yeah, that's Benjamin. We also have a new map, High Finance. And I'm working on this one, but haven't finished it yet. And basically this has very little space. You can only really build in the center at the moment. And you have to build in all of these areas. You have to actually build buildings before you can place in them. And even once you do that, you still can't really place in many areas. There's also another cool change where if you can't afford something, this is minor, but like it'll actually show that the tick is grayed out now to say you can't afford it. If I set this back up again, something higher. Now it's properly highlighted, so I can afford it. Yay. Put down Benjamin. Whoa. Let's upgrade this all the way. Get sunglasses. Now it's kind of like a portable thing. And here we're getting really high tech. Oh, that's cool. So I can like just send a little test run quickly. So that was a Trojan, and that will make that balloon not spawn any children. I'll upgrade my range a bit. This makes my towers attack faster, and then once it wears off, they can't attack briefly, but that's a very minor downside really. It doesn't, it's not that noticeable. It ends pretty quickly. And then there's this, and like if I send a bunch of purples now, they just spawn as pinks. What if I send invisible ones? It doesn't really do that much. Oh, maybe it expired. Let me just try that again. That could be interesting. So if I activate this, I'll send some Moabs, and they just spawn as ceramics. Now I send these, yeah, it doesn't work on them. Send some more Moabs, it's ceramics. So it doesn't work on the ghost balloons. That's a shame, but not really a big deal. Well, what's lower than a ghost balloon? I don't know. Maybe I should have just made them spawn as reds. Anyway. So another big thing we got is the Advanced Daily Challenge. So we got a bunch of new daily challenges, and we also got the Advanced Challenge. So we have 2 daily challenges every day. And the Advanced one, well, it's got a bunch of extra custom rules which are interesting. So this one has Monkey Knowledge disabled. They're not all disabled, but that is an option. And it starts you with like 70,000 lives on round 41. So, and that's interesting. It's a very interesting challenge. And there's going to be a lot more interesting advanced challenges. Also with this, there is a daily challenge submissions form you can use to send in your own suggestions if you would like your challenge to come up here. And see, we've got custom titles now. This one is called High Desert Run. The previous challenge is just Cubism, medium standard. It doesn't have a title, but this one has a special title. And so we can get titles now, and we can also get an author on them. So if you want to make a daily challenge suggestion, submit it in this form, which I'll put in the description, and then it actually makes it into the game, then you can get your name on your daily challenge in the game. And that's really cool. So I think it'd be really great if everyone would make all those suggestions, and then we can just kind of see all the cool stuff people can come up with. And yeah, so there's a lot more options. We can go over that at some other point, but yeah, check out the description definitely and look at that. So another really cool thing with this update if you actually go into I'll go into high finance since I don't actually have everything there. So high finance, if we go in here, there's actually medals in the top left corner once I complete that mode and earn the medal now. And also underneath the mode, there it says the reward and it says how much monkey money you're going to get. As you can see, the double HP mobs and the impoppable one both say a really high number because I haven't done them yet. And once you actually finish it once, the reward is divided by 5. And so you can still replay it and get a reward, but you get like 1/5 the reward for replays. And this is really cool. Also, if you pass around 100, starting around 101 will give a pop-up to show the Insta-Monkey that you won. So you always won an Insta-Monkey before every time you reached around 100, but it never told you. So people were confused about that. But yeah, so you don't have to scroll through the list anymore to see what Insta-Monkey you got. Just start around 101 and you'll get a pop-up showing you exactly what it was. There's also a cool change with not the Benjamin, the Monkey Farmer here. So the Monkey Farmer, I mean, all towers have a damage counter, even if they don't deal damage. Like the Banana Farm has a damage counter; it just records it's like cash produced. The Monkey Farmer's damage counter is now a banana counter, so it will count the number of bananas or number of monies that the Banana Farmer you have placed has collected. So I guess you can kind of see how much work he's putting in for you, and yeah, that's pretty awesome. The Airburst Darts on the sub, they got a pretty big buff. We'll just go and take a look at these. So Airburst Darts, this makes it when your dart hits, instead of piercing, it actually splits into three other darts, which then pierce. And so in BTD6, there's kind of a rule where any projectile that spawns sub-projectiles will not pass over buffs from the main to the sub-projectile. So this meant that the sub-commander, which did +1 damage to all subs, would make the main dart do 1 damage, but it wouldn't always work on the Airburst Darts. So this has now been changed, and the Airburst Darts get that bonus. Not only do they get that bonus, they'll get the Pierce bonus, and they'll get any other bonuses from any other external sources like the Alchemist. So this is actually a huge change for Airburst Darts. Unfortunately, it's kind of broken. So if you have Monkey Knowledge turned on, it actually breaks your Pierce on your Airburst Darts, so it makes them worse if you have your Monkey Knowledge on. But they're still great in chimps, so you can use them in chimps mode. I'm actually kind of upset that I did my Spice Islands video so recently, because I should have just waited until this update. It would have been so much easier if they had more Pierce. I didn't use Sub Commander in that video, but I wanted to, I just didn't get around to it because I was looking at a bunch of other things, and I wanted to use Preemptive Strike just because I hadn't done a video showing Preemptive Strike yet, so I thought, hey, I'm gonna go for this super expensive upgrade. But anyway, so yeah, you can use Airburst Darts and they'll be awesome in chimps, but if you want to use Airburst Darts outside of chimps, make sure to turn your knowledge off and they'll be a lot stronger. There was also a change here to the Alchemist. So the rubber to gold, it couldn't actually apply to mobs before. It could kind of hit them, but it wouldn't actually work on them. Now it will hit mobs and you'll get like $3 from the mob layer. It doesn't carry through at the moment, but that's probably going to be changed. But what this does mean is there's a really cool synergy of this. And you can actually coat a mob with your rubber to gold and then hit it with mob takedown or anything that one-shots mobs, like Balloon Annihilation on the Super Monkey, anything like that. And if you one-shot the mob when it's coated with the rubber to gold, then you'll get 3 times cash from the entire mob. So that's a pretty awesome synergy right there. So there was some more minor fixes. Striker Jones's concussive shell won't target bads anymore since it can't stun them, since they're stun proof, so it just won't target them. This is a bit of a small buff. Balloons will always come out the correct paths, so this is interesting. So if we look at Ouch, I'll just go in here, I guess. Oh, why did I pick chimps? I don't know. But hey, so on Ouch, there's 4 different paths that the balloons come in on. They go through here, they go through here, they go through here, and they go through here, whatever. So there was a bug where if you reloaded your save, the first balloon would come out a different path. This has been fixed. Unfortunately, what that means is the guide I put up on Ouch recently, that's not going to work anymore. The guide itself is fine, except for round 7. You can't beat round 7 with that anymore, so we're going to have to find a new way to get to like round 8. Once we find a new way of passing round 8, it'll be fine. You can do the same thing, or you could do something else. We just need to find a new way of passing round 8. People have already worked out a few different things. It's not going to take long, I think. But it'll be interesting to see what else happens there. And on that same topic, there's actually going to be a lot more possibilities on how to beat those first few rounds now, because the bug with dart monkeys missing things too close to the track has been fixed. So you don't have to worry about placing them too far back anymore. You can put them next to the track and you'll hit balloons. You won't miss them, and that's good. We had a mute hero option added for people who are interested in that. This will mute your hero voice lines, and you can keep the rest of the sound if you want. Just for those interested in that, I kind of like the hero voice lines, but when I do my recordings and stuff, I just prefer to keep muted anyway. There was a large number of performance fixes, and I'm gonna try that I'm gonna test that on my 420 save here shortly after I finish going through these. But this save is really, really crashy for me, so I don't know if it'll really be that much better. But just before we do that, I'll look at a few more things. So there was a lot of achievement fixes, basically. These are all minor ones that don't affect most people. There was an issue where if you had a black border on a chimps map, like my hedge one here, it was possible to redo it and kind of fail and beat it again, but fail to meet the black border condition again, and you would be downgraded from black to gold. That's been fixed. So you can replay your black border maps as much as you want now without worrying about losing that. I don't think this really affected many people. I didn't see many people talking about it, but it was a thing that happened to a couple people. And it has been fixed now, so good. In Apocalypse, the mode has been kind of fixed up a bit. The rounds progress properly at all times. There's still a few issues here, but that should hopefully be ironed out soon-ish. But with those fixes, the medal requirement has been lowered to 60, and when you play Apocalypse now, it will actually tell you this. It will actually give you a goal 1 out of 60. There you go, right in the top right corner. It tells you what you need to do now. There's still no victory when you reach round 60, but I mean, there's a goal now, so you can see what you got to do. You still just once you get to 61, just quit, and you'll have your medal. No worries. Also, the round hints have been disabled in Apocalypse since all the rounds are randomized and they didn't make sense, so that's nice. Another minor one, another brick title was fixed. It used to be another brick no space. That was just kind of funny. I just thought it was intended, but apparently it wasn't, and that's been fixed now. And there was another weird one where if you like restarted your game just as you were about to lose, then you'd get the defeat screen pop up on your restart on round 1, like before you'd even done anything, but even though you still have lives, and that's been fixed. So that's nice. And that's all the general stuff. There's some specific like tower related issues, and I'll go over some of these, not all of them, because there's too many, and you can just read the list if you want. Just some that interest me. So instant monkeys have a special effect when placed. I'll just quickly load in a map and take. Oh, I can't. Never mind. I went to sandbox. So monkey knowledge is saving correctly. Let's see. Master double cross the knowledge. Sometimes it would fail to allow you to build a second crossbow master, and it was rare, but it happened occasionally, and this has been fixed. Also, the 400 Juggernaut dart monkey. A lot of people didn't even know this was supposed to ricochet, so that ricochets around, because it would only happen at 400. It broke the second you cross-pathed, but that's been fixed now, so even if you cross-path your Juggernauts, their projectiles will still bounce around, and this is really fun on Cornfield. I recommend checking out the Juggernauts on Cornfield. So let's try this Ince monkeys. Let's just pick a dart monkey, or a boomerang. Let's go, ooh, wait, close the list. I don't care about this one. What was I doing again? Oh, they have an animation. Pop. So they have a little animation. Yeah, that's cool. And I think there's a sound effect to go with it. I don't really care about those, they're gone. The Glaive Lord's rotating glaives don't break when you use a continue anymore. So they would just like disappear, and if there was nearby game assets, they'd get picked up. That was kind of interesting, but it was a bit annoying as well. And that's been fixed properly. So there was some models fixed for the Ice Monkey and the Alchemist. The 400 Ice Monkey, when it freezes balloons, it now allows any sharp projectiles that hit those frozen balloons to pop them, even though sharp usually can't pop frozen. And this was meant to happen, but it was broken. The 205 Ice Monkey was broken and not popping white or zebra balloons somehow, and that's been fixed. There was some weird thing where the targeting priorities for the glue gunner were in the wrong order, and that's fixed. Let's see. Oh yes, so the aircraft carrier for the Buccaneer and the Comanche defense from the heli, these ones were not receiving buffs from villages sometimes, which included camo detection and lead popping from the MIB. That has been fixed now, so that's awesome. That's going to help so much. Definitely check those out because they're really good upgrades. They were just kind of annoying to use before because of this bug, but it's all fixed now, so yay. Probably the most important fix in this entire update is with the heli, and so if you place your helipads now, the lights blink again. They stopped blinking in the last update. So this has finally been fixed. The game is playable again, and that's great. I'm so happy about these lights blinking again. There was a weird bug where the Comanche defense would sometimes only give you 2 or less Comanches. That's fixed as well, so that's good. Your Comanche defense is now a lot more usable. I still don't like the tier 4 so much. I think that needs a buff, but the tier 5 is an excellent top tier tower. That's one that I use so often. It's amazing. The 100 guided magic upgrade for the Wizard Monkey will now allow the main attack to pass through obstacles, and it applies all the way up through to the top. Before this was only happening at tier 3, but it's meant to happen at tier 1, and it applies all the way up to the top. So there was some performance improvements made to the specters on the temple, to the specters that are spawned from the sacrifice for the temple, and there's also a lot of general performance enhancements. So hopefully free play is going to be a bit better. Balloon sabotage of the Ninja Monkey will now carry through the end of the round. So before, if you activated it near the end of the round and it still had time left, it would just be cancelled, and that's fixed. The Ninja's Sticky Bomb, this was being removed when glue on a mob expired. I don't know how that happened, but that's been fixed. So Sticky Bomb's going to be a bit better now because you can actually use it with glue gunners, which was one of the best ways to use it since you could slow the mobs. A lot of things with acidic mixture dip. Basically, it should be better now. It won't target a bunch of things that it can't benefit, and it actually does a little bit more. The Alchemist's unstable concoction doesn't work on the children of the host anymore, basically. So this makes it a bit weaker, but that bug's been fixed. And what this means is when you unstable concoction are bad, it won't instantly pop the DDTs inside it anymore. So that's kind of a big deal. But it's still really OP, so I can't really complain there. Also, the 001 acid pools on the Alchemist, they had some performance issues resolved, which were making them lag a lot. And this is a very popular upgrade since people like to use the 402 Alchemist. So this should hopefully make performance in general better since everyone uses this. Another sad one, the glow on the banana farm on the bank was only meant to be seen at 031 or above. This doesn't happen at the base 030 bank anymore. But on a positive note, this glow has been improved. It now looks much better, and it's much easier to see. It's really good looking now. Another good thing with the banana farm, the bottom path should no longer crash the game at all anymore. There was a crash here, which was annoying, and sometimes it would happen, and then your save game would crash every time you loaded it. This is completely resolved. It should be good now, hopefully. Fingers crossed. It doesn't happen for me, so it should be fixed, hopefully. And the tier 4 central market should now always give its bonus to merchantmen now, so that's good. Another really good one, the 050 Spike Storm on the Spike Factory. This will no longer crash the game whenever you load your save. That was annoying. Another really good one, the Monkey Village 030 Monkey Intelligence Bureau. This will no longer remove crushing damage from any towers that have crushing damage that are within radius. So what Monkey Intelligence Bureau does is it gives any towers within radius normal damage type, which means they can hit anything. There's nothing that they're weak against. Unfortunately, this means that the crushing damage type, which is the only damage type that actually makes you do more damage, which is, for example, the Juggernaut has crushing damage, which does 3 times to ceramics. This would be removed since it's swapping the crushing to normal damage type. So your Juggernaut can now hit all balloon types, which it could already do because crushing can hit everything, I think. But it was swapping out the damage bonus for a nothing bonus, and that sucked. But that's fixed now. Some minor hero things to finish off. Gwendolyn's Cocktail of Fire now gains the level 16 bonus that lets Gwendolyn pop purple balloons, so her cocktail can pop purple now. And Striker Jones's level 9 passive will now allow all explosive to work on black balloons all the time. It's been fixed. And that's pretty much everything. I will add these patch notes to the description, like I said, along with the advanced challenge submission form, and definitely check those out. I would recommend that. I'm going to check out my save game now, so wish me luck. Hopefully this doesn't crash, although I think there's a pretty good chance it still will. Alright, so let's load this up and see what happens. Theoretically, this should perform a lot better.